Everyone, welcome back. Today we are discussing some of my favorite recent beauty discoveries, items that I have been reaching for that I think are worthy of a mention. And this is mostly going to be focused on beauty, makeup, skincare, hair care, perfume, but I also have a couple of, or one item that I want to mention as well that I just think is fantastic and I think you should know about. Okay, let's begin with, I have a basket right here. So there's a lot of items. I'm not going to focus too much on each item. If you have questions regarding anything that I'm going to show today, just leave it in the comment section down below and I'll get back to you. Starting off with the first item, and I'm just going to grab whatever is on top. It is a natural deodorant, and this is by Salt and Stone. This scent is neroli and shisha leaf. This deodorant smells fantastic. It reminds me of the Tom Ford Portofino perfume. It's very fresh. It's great for summertime. It keeps me fresh throughout the day. It's on a different level. I like this one so much that I went ahead and I repurchased another scent. This is the Bergamot and Hinoki, and both of them are great. I think there's 5 different scents that you can choose from, but overall, if you're looking for a natural deodorant, this is really great. In the last few months, I have discovered a new foundation and it has been blowing me away. I've been using it basically every time I use foundation. This is what I reach for. It's by House Lab. This foundation has a lot of hype around it. I'm sure you've heard of it. And in my opinion, it's worthy of the popularity. This was made in Korea, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like the formula. You can shear it out, you can build it up. It gives you like a really beautiful glow to your skin without looking too glowy. It doesn't look cakey. It just wears really nicely throughout the day. My skin looks a little bit better than it does naturally, but it still doesn't look cakey. I'm usually a big fan of Korean skincare, and I think that's one of the reasons why I like it. It's just there's something special about the way this was formulated. Okay, moving on to makeup. I have discovered 2 setting powders in the last few months. The first one that I want to mention is by Chantecaille. This is the HD Perfecting Powder, and okay, I'm not going to open this one because this one actually broke. I don't know if you can hear it. This was the original one that I bought, and then I went out and I repurchased it again because I like it so much, which doesn't happen. I don't really repurchase powders unless I finish them and I need another one. But just to kind of quickly show you, so it's just a translucent setting powder, and this, when you put it on, it doesn't look like powder. It mattifies your skin, but it doesn't add anything extra onto your skin. It just takes away the shine, which I really love because I don't like to use powders that look very powdery. I don't think anyone does in general, but there's just something really special about this. Now, I do have another powder that I purchased before I discovered this one, and it's the one by Givenchy. It's the rose one, number 3, and I would say they're very similar in the way they feel and look on the skin. The only difference with this one is that the packaging obviously is a little bit more bulky. It has a scent as well. If you're sensitive, you may not like it, but in terms of the finish, they're quite similar. Now, if I was to repurchase or pick one, I would probably pick this one, the Chantecaille one, simply because the packaging is a little bit more travel friendly. It's not loose, so it's not so messy, and I don't know, there's just something about this one that I really love and the way that it makes my skin look. So that's the one. I make sure, if you do try them out, make sure that this one is the HD powder. They have other setting powders, but it has to be the HD powder because the other ones I've tried just kind of on my hand in the store, and they add a little bit extra to your skin, like they add that powdery finish or a little bit more coverage, and this one doesn't. Another makeup product that I want to mention, it's by Mario. It's the Self Sculpting Transforming Skin Enhancer in light medium, and as you can see, I've used quite a bit. It's a cream bronzer, but you can also use this all over your face. I was wearing this a few weeks ago and I went into Sephora and this lady chased me down and she says, I've been looking for you all over Sephora because I noticed your skin and it looks really glowy and beautiful and bronzy without looking too overdone. And I was just wondering, what are you wearing? And I said, well, I'm actually wearing this. And I showed it to her and I think she got it. So it is a really beautiful product. If you're looking for a cream bronzer, this one is a good one to look into. I have a blush that I discovered as well. This one is by Patrick Ta. It's called She's a Doll, and I'm wearing it today. It's this very bright pink shade, which I usually don't really go for, but this is such a beautiful product as well. So you get a powder blush, and this is a cream blush. You put the powder first, and then you use the cream blush or formula on top of the powder, and it just gives you this really beautiful glowy finish to your cheekbone. And you have to be very careful because this is very pigmented, so don't go crazy, just build it up as you go. You just need a little bit. I'm wearing it today as well on my cheekbones, and it's just a really beautiful baby kind of doll pink. I am so happy to announce that I have discovered a new sunscreen. This is by Round Lab. It's a Korean brand. It is SPF 50, doesn't leave any white cast, doesn't have a sunscreen scent, doesn't itch my skin, doesn't break me out. It looks really nice under makeup as well. I think this is my third tube just this summer, and the price is great as well. It's around $17. You can get this on Amazon. The only downside is this is a physical sunscreen. I usually prefer mineral sunscreens just because of the research I've done. Our skin is our biggest organ, so we absorb everything we put on our skin. So you have to be careful. And from what I know, from what I read, the mineral sunscreen is a little bit better for us. I also want to mention this setting spray. This is for your face. When you do your makeup and you want your makeup to last, you spray this all over your face, and trust me, this will keep your makeup on for hours and hours. This is called One Size. It's the mattifying waterproof setting spray. I will say this, I would not use this every single day. I will use it maybe once in a while for special occasions. I don't think it's very good for our skin to use something like this every single day. I think our skin needs to breathe. It needs to allow for the air, for oxygen to penetrate it. And so for that reason, I would not use this on my skin. But once in a while, special occasion, this really works if you want your makeup to stay. This is the travel size, by the way. I have a couple of skincare products. The first one is by Zoe Skin Health Complexion Renewal Pads. And these are pads that you get. Let me see if I don't have a lot left. And they are soaked in glycolic acid, I think lactic acid, and they just exfoliate your skin. I use this in the morning after I take a shower before I put on my other skincare products, and this just helps to gently exfoliate my skin. It just leaves it a little bit more glowy. It helps with any breakouts as well. I've noticed that my skin is a little bit more clear when I use this. And then another Zoe Skin product is this exfoliating polish, and this has like little exfoliating beads inside, and when you put this on, it warms up a little bit, and then you gently, in circular motion, just scrub your face. And I use this once a day, and it leaves my skin feeling baby soft, a little bit more glowy. It just removes any flakiness that I might have, and this is just fantastic. I am running out of this one, so I'm going to be repurchasing it again. And I have repurchased this already as well. They're really fantastic. I have used other scrubs, and this one is hands down one of my favorite scrubs that I've used so far. And speaking of scrub, this is for your hair. It's the Christopher Robin Cleansing Purifying Scrub, and this has little chunks of salt, and I use this on my hair maybe once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, depending on how much buildup I have. But it just helps to clarify your hair, remove any buildup. If I have itchy scalp, this is fantastic as well. This also serves as a shampoo, so you don't need to use shampoo after you use this. You just go on to your conditioner if you use one. This is really great. I highly recommend this if you are looking for a product to clarify your scalp, to remove any buildup, and just to kind of give your hair a bit of a oomph, a bit of a break from, all the products that you've been putting on it. I also want to mention this dry shampoo. Speaking of putting buildup on your hair, this is a good way to do it. Use a dry shampoo. Now, I don't use this a lot. It's only on occasions where I don't have time to wash my hair, once in a while. Again, I try not to put too much stuff onto my scalp, onto my skin that is unnecessary. And so dry shampoo, I think it definitely can clog, your hair follicles, and you just want your scalp to be healthy as much as possible. And so I only use this from time to time, but this is by Cloren, and it's a dry shampoo. I've used this many years ago, and then once the dry shampoo market opened up and we had all these products to choose from, I kind of swayed away from it. But recently I remembered about it, I purchased it, and I really don't think I'm gonna try another dry shampoo. This is the original. I think it was one of the first dry shampoos on the market, if I'm correct. I might be wrong. And it is just great. This is the travel size, by the way. Another makeup product by Mario is this Master Mattes eyeshadow palette. And it is just a neutral eye palette. It doesn't have any shimmer. It's just a great everyday eyeshadow palette. The quality is just really great. So if you're looking for an everyday, simple eyeshadow palette, this is a good one to look into. And also I want to show you this little gadget. This is for your feet. I don't want to bring it too close. I mean, I washed it, it's clean, but it's kind of gross because this is a foot file. So you use this on your feet to remove any dead skin, and this is one of the best things I've used when it comes to removing dead skin. I will say you have to be careful with this guy because there were a couple of times where I was a little bit too rough and I couldn't walk for 2 days after, so be careful. But this is one of the fastest ways to remove that dead skin, and I got this on Amazon as well. I also discovered a new perfume. This is by Cartier and it's called the Panther, and the notes on this are musk and gardenia. It has a floral finish to it. But it's not too strong. It has, I would say, it falls into the category of a very timeless, classic scent, in my opinion, into that like Chanel No. 5 category. When I first purchased this, I was wearing it and I went out and I was parking, and then I had to pay for my parking. I was driving out of the parking lot and there was a gentleman helping at the booth, and he took my ticket to help me out. And then afterwards he goes to me, "What perfume are you wearing? Because it smells so nice." And I told him that it was this one. And he says, "Oh, my anniversary is coming up, so I'm going to get it for my wife." And it was just so cute. And when it comes to scent, it's so personal. We all like different things. But overall, I just feel like this has a very just unique, it has this sharpness to it without being too strong. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it. It's kind of hard to explain scent over the, through the camera. But if you're in a store and you happen to see it, you might want to just kind of smell it or spray it on yourself to see if you like it yourself as well. But I personally have been enjoying it. And then the other thing that I wanted to mention to you that I just been enjoying tremendously, I think it's worth checking out. It's a podcast. The name of the podcast is The Diary of a CEO, and it is one of the best things on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. I'll link it down below. The topics cover anything from health to relationships to just overall well-being. I have learned so much from listening to the podcast. It's filled with little pearls of wisdom, and I have turned so many people onto it. I typically don't share or send my friends too many things. I try not to bombard them with, what I think they might like. But this podcast, I feel like anyone can benefit from. I turned my husband onto it. He is enjoying it as well. Whenever we take a road trip, we always listen to a few episodes. And whenever a new episode comes out, I'm always excited to listen to it because I know I'm always going to get something really wonderful from it. So I will link it down below if you haven't heard of it. I have a feeling you're going to enjoy it as well. I have a few of my favorite episodes. I'll link them down below as well, that I just found so interesting and so helpful. And that is everything. And do let me know what are some of the products that perhaps you have discovered in the last few months that you keep reaching for, that are worthy of a mention, that you're excited about, that you would tell a friend about as well. So that is everything for today. Thank you for watching, as always. Thank you for sticking around, and I'll see you soon. Bye.